Beautiful beings, bienvenido. My first name is Kuwa, jasiri, and I am the founding steward at Artistic Apothecary. My pronoun is beauty. I'm eating some ice cream. So I'm going to do that during the intro because I really want to, and I want to be accountable to you all. So here we are, together. Okay. So we are going to ask tea divination, the parts of the plant that we make into tea, about how we navigate our emotions, what supports us in regulating them, anything else that we need to become aware of. Number one, I wasn't going to show you the whole cup. It was going to be a surprise. Okay, surprises for me. Number one is a cup, a green cup. Number two is a plate. A white plate with like red, orange, yellow plants. Looks like wheat, maybe a berry, raspberries, wheat and raspberries. This cup is white with a songbird, sunflowers, dragonfly, and it says Amazing Grace. These are fairly quick. I was thinking to make it longer. Let me find out how many minutes I actually have. Yeah, it's going to be short. Around 5 minutes each. After I finish my ice cream. So maybe just a group message, kind of like maybe play or the coolness of the ice cream, pleasure, maybe some of those things support all of us in regulating our emotions. I had the thought to eat ice cream whenever I just think I want to do something. I'm learning to allow myself the thing I want to do. I was like, oh, but I have this thing and cameras. And I was like, you can eat ice cream on camera. So here we are. Perhaps the first 5 minutes is me eating ice cream. Find that, yeah, perhaps you want to find me in the future because this will be another like minute. I love when they're coated with chocolate. This was coated with chocolate and I peel off all the chocolate. So when you saw it, it was naked. Which happens. My one arm's naked and my head. Usually it's too hot. Number one, your first message is joy. Maybe leaning into what brings you joy. So I do read with the, maybe I'm not, you can read about how to interpret tea in general. It gives you a lot of things. I'm probably going to do it like not how I do it for myself because my self practice is just that. Are you getting any of that? Okay, there you go. There is this ring inside the cup. Maybe you're layered. Your emotions have layers. See a lot of wings or fins. So maybe either the water, being submerged in water is supportive, or being in the air with the birds. And right, wings, insects. A lot of insects bring messages. Maybe the insects are supporting you and regulating your emotions. There's a bouquet in there. Perhaps flowers. It is like a yellowy bouquet. Maybe back to the joy. Maybe even the color yellow supports you in regulating your emotions. This has some eggshells in it. So back to the chicken, maybe or the birds. I like the chicken, the birds in general, getting messages from them or just being with them. Sometimes I'm like, try to tweet along with them and mimic them. So maybe that just brings you joy, right? It's like doing things that support you in getting your joy back. This is really interesting because if you watch the previous video, I dumped all the liquid out of here and now it's wet again. Wet and chunky. I think maybe there's big blocks in your emotions. Wet and chunky. What else am I learning? There is some pink in here if we're doing like a color palette. Pinky, peachy, yellow, green. What's that? Looks like a fish. So maybe the water, submerging in the water, but also connecting with the fish might support you in either finding joy. Maybe you want to learn more about sea creatures in general. This does look a bit kelpy, maybe snorkeling. I'm also getting the jungle, which seems a little bit different, but there's a lot of birds in the jungle, kind of like dense forest. To maybe listen to those birds at like sunrise. Also the color palette, sunrise. And maybe that supports you waking up early, even just to take in the colors of the sunrise, go back to bed. Finding out when the sunrise is in your area. It's a little bit of a tube. And again, with the feathers, I don't know what the tube means. Just one little bitty tube. Something could be there for you in the tube. Okay. Go get your joy. Go get it, go get it. Number 2. This one is very precarious. And, okay, number 2, I'm really seeing a mountain just in the way this is built up. Maybe it's an island. It's surrounded by water. Maybe also just being surrounded by water. It is giving island vibes from the top. I do like it this way a little better. Your emotions in general, very fluid. Maybe what's it swing? Your mood swings, perhaps. Your emotions swing from one. I'm even noticing too, like one of the waters more murky, one of the waters more clear. So that swing. And when I'm going up on the mountain, I'm not sure what this is saying or if we'll get it in here again, but there's like, okay, I want you to see it. There it is. It's just like a little piece of leaf floating kind of. And maybe there is that, like going to the top of the mountain, not just like to the mountain or to the island, but to the tippy top and kind of even becoming, climbing the tallest tree kind of energy, maybe climbing trees, just getting to that vantage point where you can look out and everything's there. Got some roses. We got very vibrant greens. I don't know if it's because it's on a plate and better lighting, but it seems very vibrant. Red, orange, kind of a peachy. Got some dark green. Is musk a color? If it's a green color, musk. I do see some boats, right? You're on the island. You got your boat. The boat has capsized. So maybe also, right, just submerging yourself, getting out of the boat, swimming around, realizing you are the boat. I'm not sure, but you are the boat. Seems like others are present, so being with people supports your emotions. Got some berries, maybe you need some sweet treats. I see some other boats that are regular way. Some slender boats, maybe like the one-person boats. You're going out kayaking or something. Some marine animals. When we go with the island theme, the water seems full. So maybe some snorkeling. Also, those colors of the fish. I'm thinking just vibrant colors in general. Maybe a bridge. Seems like a lot of bridges present and caves. Is spelunk a thing? Caving, maybe caves that are half like in water, or I was saying snorkeling, maybe you're scuba diving. I think you have to scuba dive in an underwater cave, but maybe you're just working on your breath. Your breathing supports you in regulation. I'm loving the whale. There's a lot of whales now. Maybe some large mammals are supporting you. There's a lot of support that seems like it's not doing its job. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe your support system like doesn't support you feeling your full emotions. It sounds crappy. I don't want to give you like too much of that, but if that is for you, it's noticeable. Your support system is noticeably failing you as far as expressing, regulating, and being fully immersed in your emotions. There is like a gentleness in it all. And so maybe like your inner voice, make sure it's gentle, make sure, even if the people around you are harsh, that you're sweet with yourself, giving yourself those treats, leaning into your pleasures, going on little adventures. And maybe even that's like the top of the mountain is just feeling big and bold because the people around you make you feel small. I wish you the best with that. Number 3. So maybe just getting outside is gonna support you. We got a lot of yellow and green and pink. And like gray and black, which is interesting. It's really far down there. This is very wet. This is very wet. Maybe you're not drowning, but there's just so much emotion around you. I wouldn't say you're drowning because even the plants in this water are very buoyant. Like a lot of them are just below the surface. Not so much, like they're all floating underwater versus like sunk to the bottom. So I think you have a lot of emotions and you're learning how to like stay afloat. There's kind of an effervescence, like a rising or what's it called? Like evaporating. So maybe too, you're learning what emotions are for you and for other people. And so they're what doesn't serve you, what's not for you, you're letting it go. And I'm noticing it just kind of floating off. Roses, I was saying pink, but roses in general. And red. Wow, red. Okay. I was going to say it's a little bit deeper than the red, but all I could say was red. So maybe it's just the red rose. Maybe if you're thinking about some darker roses, go red. Kind of like windmill or wind, and it reminds me of like clearing out again, like really going through your emotions, like where did this come from, why do I have this belief about my emotions, kind of thing. Seems like a lot of people have told you who to be and how to be, and you're at a point where you're discerning, like, oh, I have my own wishes and desires and my own emotions and emotional expression. There is kind of like a lonely energy. It seems like there's a lot of people around you and you're lonely. So thinking about that for yourself, finding ways to balance that, or maybe even a little getaway so that you can clear yourself out, get more clarity on who you are and why you are, and who you want to become and why you want to become. Orange. Do we already say orange? The water is very murky. Maybe too, you have a lot of emotion and it's starting to cloud your judgment in general. Is like, what do I do today? Where do I go? How do I act? What do I say? Your emotions are starting to like muddy all your faculties. Like maybe you're not being able to smell or taste or see or hear as well. I think that's connected to your emotions and being able to fully express your authentic emotion. Maybe thinking about journaling or a therapist or someone who in your social circle who allows you authentic expression, practice that. Maybe even in the mirror, just practice like authentic expression with yourself. Desolate? Like, does that mean anything to you? Usually there's kind of stuff all over the cup, and this is like just a little bit. So it seems a little bit desolate. Maybe you're like emotionally parched and you just need that nourishment, emotional nourishment. Maybe even some emotional rest. And you can check out at artisticapothecary.org/zines. Our Rest as Reparation zine kind of outlines that a little bit. I think I also have a video about rest, different kinds of rest, maybe part 2. Maybe some emotional rest will allow things to fall down to the bottom. Like I was saying, you're kind of buoyant and holding yourself up, but maybe emotionally just need to surrender fully and rest. Okay, beauties, maybe this did something for you. Maybe not. Either way, I did it. And I had some fun. Thank you. I had some fun. Maybe I'll do these pick-a readings again. I really found them supportive for myself when I'm going through something for clarity. Maybe you're supposed to say this at the beginning, but right, take what's for you. It's for affirmations. It's not like every single thing in here is for you. But that's, now we're at the end. Okay. Oh, what have I been saying? Be brave. Be brave.